Greetings ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first video featuring the Hensen M30, which is on your screens in front of you. I'm going to show you around the car, point out the work I've done, and in future times update you with more progress. If the video seems to jump a little, it's not because I'm drunk, but unfortunately I'm recovering from a broken leg and limping a fair bit. This particular car was bought back by me a couple of years ago from a gentleman who unfortunately suffered from drink driving and had to sell all three cars, so I did manage to buy it back at a very sensible price, and I have known the car for a long time. It's in jolly fine condition and was very well built by the original owner who bought it as a kit. Anyway, let's have a little look around and I'll show you what I've done. As I say, apologise for the limping. The original engine was of course the 3-litre Ford from the Granada or Consul or Capri, etc. I took that out and sold it. It now lives with a gentleman in the north of Scotland. I think it's going into a Mark II Consul or probably a Mark II Zephyr. Anyway, this one is the Ford 302 V8, which originally lived in a Mustang, but the production numbers show that the very first fitment was actually a Torino, 1971. If you know your American engines, especially the Ford ones, you will know that 1971 is a good block to get. Tough, very durable indeed. Anyway, what's happened? Well, the engine's been rebuilt totally, different cam, alloy heads, manifold, it's all in there, electric fan, aluminium water pump, things to save weight. I have had to cut the front of the car around a little bit. The old radiator would have of course been in the way. I had this one specially made, cost about £250. I've grafted electric fan on there. Probably not the best way to have done it. I could have done things slightly different, but there we are, you can't turn back the clock. Increased water capacity means I've got 2 expansion bottles, simple ones from the scrapyard, not a problem. Plumbing a little bit of a nightmare to make sure there's no airlocks, but it's all worked okay. Battery is still in the original position, but I think it will be going into the boot to add weight distribution. Power steering still there, new alternator, Ford one, so all that matches in. Battery charging works, temperature sensor works, etc. No problems. Wheels and tyres haven't had to be touched. The chassis, where the back of the gearbox passes by, had to be widened about 1 inch because this engine came with an automatic box. It's the Ford FMX. Had it been a manual box of just about any type, there would have been no chassis modifications whatsoever. The gearing is not good at the moment. It takes off like a bat out of hell, but the gearing is not good for high-speed cruising. So ultimately we'll either go for overdrive or a 5 or 6 speed manual. The other modifications I fancy doing as time allows are probably fuel injection, which I've just bought for the Mustang, and a roller cam as opposed to just the normal one, flat tappet that I've got here. Have a quick look around the car. Nothing else has changed, it's all pretty dandy. I don't like the colour, it's going to get resprayed and there's going to be other modernisation works. But I'll just drop you down to show you what a beautiful job the people made of the exhausts. And I covered them with asbestos wrap, which keeps the noise out of the cab. Inside, everything as it was, not modified at all. Even the stereo still works after 30 odd years. Excellent. Coming around to this side of the engine, all straight fit, no bulkhead problems. Get your hand down here beside the bulkhead, in between the bulkhead and the gearbox. If you choose the right headers, there's no modifications. They go straight past the steering and chassis. Absolutely excellent. Pure stroke of luck. The only modification that had to be done underneath was the litre type oil pan or sump, which has the main sump to the rear as opposed to the original Ford ones which had the sump to the front. £15–20 off eBay, straight fitment, no problem. But you do need the corresponding pickup pipe for the oil pump, because the oil pump's at the front and you have obviously moved the oil well to the back, so it's a longer pickup pipe, but straight fit, no problem. Okay, let's see if we can fire it up. Hasn't been working for an awful long time, so hopefully it'll click up straight away. There we are. ticks over quite well. Due to my broken leg, it hasn't been started for about 5 months, but it doesn't sound too bad. I'm going to put the camera down at the back of the car because I'm on my own. I'm just going to put the camera down and give the engine a little rev so you can hear how it sounds. Hold on. I'm limping very well. Hold on a minute. Of course the engine is still cold, so it doesn't rev up quite as well as it will do when it's warm. I guess this is 350 horsepower, maybe a little bit more, as opposed to the original figure of 138 for the old Essex V6, when that was on a good day. Probably 120 was more accurate. And now she's warming up. Hold on, just going to move you forward so you can see the water pump, etc. on the back. Everything's happening beautifully. Okay, I'll knock the video off now, and when I get more work done, I'll post video number 2 on YouTube. I'll give a quick span around the garage. There we are, the pink suitcases. No, don't infer anything by that. We bought them in America because they're very tough plastic, and hidden inside them are 2 new Mustang cylinder heads. Hold on, I'll open one, hold on. Here we are, we have new cylinder heads and parts for the Mustang, which are going to be in video 2, obviously. Okay, catch you later, thanks for watching.